This is Green Violin's three-part series on developer-led community housing. This is part 2, guiding the way, step by step.
Here are the 5 steps for developer-led community housing. Step 1. Prioritize social outcomes instead of profit. Developers are often seen as being on the other side of the spectrum from social housing. This is because market real estate developers measure success by the size of profit on their investments. Instead of profit, what if we used community-based social outcomes as the measure of return on investment? Social outcomes could be in terms of benefits to our society, social ROI, contributions to the community ROI, fulfilling a moral obligation to help others, moral ROI, a sense of spiritual purpose, spiritual ROI, or by making mindful environmental choices, environmental ROI. So how do we reconcile the profit motive of a developer with the non-monetary social outcomes of community housing? We are in luck because we can find a unique class of developer out there who is a non-profit and is also sensitive to social values. Non-profit developers, such as Green Violin, combine their expertise of land development with the social outcomes of community building, which results in happy and healthy places to live. Step 2. Open the Developer-Led Community Housing Toolkit. The Developer-Led Community Housing Toolkit contains ready-made templates to kickstart a housing project. It contains the instructions for setting up a housing co-op, bylaws forms to fill out, shareholder certificates to distribute, membership regulations to follow, and partnership agreements to sign. At the heart of the toolkit is the idea that a housing co-op can be composed of 2 classes of shareholders, the resident members and a developer member. The nonprofit developer member dots the I's and crosses the T's, which is what they are good at: financing, building, and maintaining the physical buildings of the development. They get the project up and running. And then the resident members have the rights to live in the housing and are entitled to self-determination for the functioning and social order within the walls of the development. They are free to exercise what they are best at: organizing community living. By harnessing the talents of both types of shareholders within one co-op, a developer-led community housing project has all the earmarks of being a game changer in the landscape of housing supply. Step 3. Reach out and make connections. Whether you are a nonprofit housing developer or a community housing startup, there is a need to connect with each other. If this video series and the accompanying toolkit has inspired both sides to look for each other, then that is a successful outcome in itself. It is important to connect early and to start the conversation in identifying how individual parts combine to become a greater whole. Housing advocacy groups and community housing organizations are a great source of information and a great place to advertise for help. Advertising your efforts helps to spread the word about developer-led community housing, and it amplifies the network so that it lights up with opportunities until a right fit is found. Like they say, if you don't advertise, it's like winking in the dark. Nobody knows what you are doing. Step 4. Do the work. Housing development is a complicated and intricate process. It requires the management of consultants, designers, municipal approvers, contractors, and future residents. It takes public engagement, workshops, collaboration, concept designs, seed funding, and expert opinions. Even at the best of times, there are mundane issues like taxes, weed control, snow shoveling, on-site security, political elections, and the whim of neighbors. As your project gets better defined, there will be other activities that might come into play, like public announcements, hosting special events, conducting tours, and convening information sessions. This is the work ahead on the journey to developing community housing, and it takes teamwork, but developer-led community housing will get you there. Step 5. Celebrate your successes. The keys are passed on to residents and the co-op opens its doors. It is time to celebrate your successes and encourage others who are on similar journeys. The Developer-Led Community Housing Toolkit is a living library. By adding your experiences and lessons learned, it keeps the toolkit relevant and useful. Success stories add to the traction and momentum of a renewed excitement for community housing. It has a return on investment that goes beyond monetary profit, and it becomes a contribution to the well-being of local neighborhoods. One last word of encouragement. The question is, did you have a safe and secure place to sleep last night? Are you thriving as well as surviving? And have you made a difference in the housing continuum? If the answer is yes, then congratulations. You are the change that people want.
This Green Violin series was made possible with a generous grant from the Alberta Real Estate Foundation. Next up is Part 3, Reaching New Heights. Together,